I'm Maria-Elena Giassi, and this is Currents. Thanking a group of veterans who faithfully served.
It's an honor to be here at Immaculate Conception. The outpouring of support that we see throughout New York City for our veterans of all services.
And the Brooklyn Diocese honors some of the shining stars in its immigrant communities.
I'm here being honored representing the country of Guatemala, which is in Central America. And it's really a great honor to be a part of a group that the diocese recognizes.
Plus, 3 churches, 1 parish, and much to be thankful for.
Everyone that I spoke to so far said that it was a beautiful experience of joy and worship of the Lord and getting to know one another. Another step in getting to know one another as 3 churches and 1 parish.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Matt McClure has the night off. Hopefully by now you've had a chance to gather around the dinner table and enjoy some turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and maybe even some football on this Thanksgiving Day. Tonight we are giving thanks to men and women and children who are giving back. They are our neighbors and parishioners who act without fanfare. But tonight we're shining the spotlight on them. We start in Astoria, Queens, with a group that faithfully served its country and is passing that sense of service on to the next generation. It's a group that started at 1 church, and over the years it has become a national organization. Back in 1935, Father Edward Higgins of Immaculate Conception Parish in Astoria founded the first Catholic War Veterans Post, and since then the group has spread. But it's still a vibrant part of the parish where it started. Earlier this month, on Veterans Day, Immaculate Conception School held a special ceremony where the vets donated new flags to the school. And it was all in honor of veterans from the parish who fought for the freedoms that we all enjoy.
Today we celebrated Veterans Day, and it was celebrated with the Knights of Columbus Squires, the Catholic War veterans who have a post here, and some of the military who were invited here by Mr. Mario Massa, who is a former Grand Knight and is currently the head of the Squires organization. A major part of the ceremony was that Mr. Massa had arranged for the school to be given a brand new American flag to stay in the vestibule. And there was a ceremony presenting the school with that flag.
We presented an American flag in honor of Captain Michael Fannin. His plane crashed in Vietnam. His body hasn't been recovered. He's MIA. We presented it to the school in his honor, and we also presented a bracelet to Colonel Gould, the commander of the garrison here at Fort Hamilton.
It was a beautifully done ceremony. Mr. Massa always does a fabulous job of reminding us of why the Knights of Columbus are present in our school. They were founded for God and country, and he always does a terrific job of honoring both.
I want to thank the garrison, the commander of the Fort Hamilton garrison, Colonel Gould, for being here with his staff. It's an honor to have them here.
It was just an honor to be here at Immaculate Conception. The outpouring of support that we see throughout New York City for our veterans of all services is really remarkable.
In addition to the main flag that's presented into the vestibule of the school, each classroom is going to have a brand new flag intended to honor a specific veteran.
Our veterans have selflessly gone into harm's way to protect the freedoms that we enjoy every day here in the country.
It is a time to acknowledge that their service was not in vain and that there's an appreciation for what they did. It causes them to walk a little taller and to walk a little prouder.
We need to remember them. We need to remember their sacrifices that have done here for our nation.
I fought in the Battle of the Bulge. The weather was the worst weather they ever had in Germany. Most of the soldiers got frozen feet. They couldn't walk anymore, and they just had to lay down and call the medics. But that was the worst thing in World War II, was the frozen feet. It was a beautiful, beautiful feeling to see these young children singing. It gave me a feeling that I fought for something that these kids could sing the national anthem.
It's history. We study it in books. And by having this ceremony here today, history came alive.
There is more currents ahead. They emigrated to this country and are now valued members of the church in the U.S. The Brooklyn Diocese honors these shining stars. But first, how about some Thanksgiving trivia? We'll start with an easy one. Pilgrims traveled from England to the U.S. on the Mayflower in 1620, arriving in Massachusetts. What was the name of the place they are said to have landed? We'll have the answer when we come back, but here's what people, young and old, had to say at a local Thanksgiving celebration.
The Plymouth Rock.
United States?
No, I don't remember all that.
New York? That's all I know.
Connecticut, Maine. No, I forgot.
Well, I never heard of this before.
Plymouth Rock.
New York?
That one I do not know.
Plymouth Rock?
Plymouth Rock?
Plymouth. Yeah, I know. Where are you from?
Welcome back to Currents. I'm Maria Elena Giassi. Before the break, we threw out what we think is an easy bit of Thanksgiving trivia. When Pilgrims on the Mayflower arrived in the U.S. back in 1620, what was the name of the place in Massachusetts where they are said to have landed? It was, of course, Plymouth Rock. And while those pilgrims are some of our country's earliest immigrants, almost 400 years later, people are still arriving from lands near and far. It's something that we are well aware of in the Diocese of Brooklyn. Back in 1971, the diocese's migration office was founded, and since then it has served immigrants from at least 167 countries who speak more than 80 languages, and it's no wonder Brooklyn is called the City of Immigrants. But as the church has discovered, that relationship is a two-way street. The immigrants have given of themselves to the church, and each year the church honors them. Last month, as is the case every October, the Brooklyn Diocese did just that at one of two Shining Stars dinners in Coney Island.
We are here tonight at Gardula's Restaurant where we are honoring special immigrants of the Diocese of Brooklyn. This is the second of two dinners we do each year where the apostolates choose immigrants who have contributed to the church, to the diocese, and to the various ethnic communities. And so tonight, Bishop DiMarzio will honor some of these very special immigrants who have really contributed to making our diocese great.
This is a microcosm of the Diocese of Brooklyn and in Queens. It is really a microcosm of the whole world. The work of the Migration Office is critical to our diocese because truly we are a diocese of immigrants. Clearly, we do mirror the universal church, the Church of Pentecost, the church that understands the language of love and unity that is taught to us by the Holy Spirit.
The interaction is beautiful to see how people so diverse can come together because they're all Catholics and they all see the church as their mother and they interact and really show that the diocese is one.
I'm here being honored representing the country of Guatemala, which is in Central America. And it's really a great honor to be a part of a group that the diocese recognizes. I work coordinating everything that has to do with marriage and family life. And so I see how important it is for families to recognize the blessings that God has given us in being able to live and work in this country. And at the same time, not forget the roots and the places where we came from.
From the Korean apostolate, Hui Hwa Seo.
그래서 너무나 영광으로 생각하고 하느님께 감사드리고 우리 신부님께 감사드립니다.
She is very honored, first of all, and she would like to thank the Lord and also a priest. She was here for 23 years, and all of that 23 years, she worked in Brooklyn Church, and that's how it came to be a shining star.
In our parish, we're made up of Indian community, there's a Filipino community, the Irish community, Italian community, and I mingle with everyone, I talk with everyone, get to know what their events are going on. And, like they invite us to their events, we also invite them to our events. And it's just, like they say, one bread, one body. So even though we're from different cultures, it's just that our faith brings us together. So we're one big Catholic family.
Stay tuned. There's more currents ahead. When we return, there are 3 churches who have come together as one parish. We'll catch up with them at the celebration they held to commemorate their union. But first, how about some more trivia? We celebrate Thanksgiving on the 4th Thursday of November, but that was not always the case. This is a multiple choice question. Which president made permanent the practice of celebrating Thanksgiving on the 4th Thursday of November? Was it Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, or James Madison? We'll have the correct answer when we return, but for now, it's back to the Thanksgiving celebration in Queens to see if anyone there knows the answer.
I think it was Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
I have no idea. Jefferson.
Jefferson.
We didn't learn that at school.
I didn't go to school in this country. How about that?
Roosevelt.
It would be Roosevelt?
Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt?
The what?
Franklin. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Jefferson.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that.
Welcome back. Before our last break, we asked our second bit of Thanksgiving trivia. The question, which president made permanent the practice of celebrating Thanksgiving on the 4th Thursday of November? The choices were Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison. The answer? Roosevelt. In December of 1941, he signed a resolution and the observance went into effect the following year. Since then, every 4th Thursday in November is a national holiday when people gather with family and friends and give thanks for the blessings in their lives. And on this special edition of Currents, we give thanks to men and women and children who are giving back. Our next story is one of gathering, but it's not one of a family coming together, rather 3 parish families. The Diocese of Brooklyn is in the process of reorganization to promote the long-term vitality of the church for years to come as it faces new challenges. Part of that process involves, in some neighborhoods, combining 2 or more parishes into one. Back in June, on the Feast of Corpus Christi, 3 Brooklyn churches, St. Gregory the Great, Our Lady of Charity, and St. Matthew, celebrated their merging under one banner.
Jesus leads us to move out to others and to love others. Amen? Amen. And especially since now we are celebrating that we are one parish, 3 different communities.
We're the church communities of St. Matthew, Our Lady of Charity, St. Gregory the Great. We had a joint meeting of the 3 pastoral committees from the 3 churches. And it was at that meeting that this idea came that on Corpus Christi we should meet together in the park to show that our unity comes from Jesus in the Eucharist.
The parish of St. Gregory has been configured with the parish of St. Matthew and the former parish of Our Lady of Charities.
The merging began on February 1st. All the parishes went through a self-evaluation, and we, along with the diocesan committee, came to the conclusion that the 3 communities here had to merge together to grow and to become stronger.
In view of the scarcity of clergy, and also in view of the financial realities, it is more feasible that we have a common administration, while at the same time we have 3 worship sites. The configuration has been very smooth here. The people understood